Now that it's all over, let's have an honest, truthful conversation. The conversation is Terence Bud Crawford is a three-weight division undisputed champion at 140, 147, and 168. He beat Julius Ndongo to become undisputed at 140. He beat Errol Spence Jr. to become undisputed at 147, and he dethroned Canelo last night to become undisputed at 168. Terence Crawford is a generational fighter. Canelo Alvarez is a good fighter, a great fighter in his own respect. You know, I'm not going to say that Canelo is not a Mexican great, because he is. And he showed a lot of grit last night. But, you know, this Crawford and Canelo fight just exposed that Canelo really haven't, progressed over the years and got adjusted to the slick Black American fighting style. That's one of the styles that he stayed away from for so long. And rightfully so, because he wanted to move his career in a different direction. But him giving Bud the opportunity, Turkey Al-Sheikh giving them both the opportunity to share the ring was good for the sport of boxing. It was real good for the sport of boxing, because boxing, over the past few years, this PBC, this late top ranking is the zone. This motto that they have is killing the sport of boxing, because they get champions. Well, they kind of like fabricate champions, and then once they fabricate them, they protect them. No disrespect to Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder is a product of a fabricated champion. And Canelo, I'm not gonna say he's a fabricated champion, because he beat some good fighters, but he beat them past their prime, and the judges helped him along the way, because he should have more losses than he does on his record. But that's neither here nor there. But Canelo, his career was produced and backed by the machine, the boxing machine, the media machine. Terence Crawford, everything Terence Crawford earned and accomplished in the sport of boxing, he got it out the mud. Wasn't nothing given to Bud, nothing at all. And this win over Canelo Alvarez solidified Bud as one of the greats, because he came up essentially 3 weight classes. He only fought at he only fought Madrimov at 154, and that was a title fight. Fought Madrimov at 154, and then he jumped all the way up to 168. But he only had one fight at 154. So essentially, he jumped up 3 weight classes. And people were talking about the weight was going to be an issue, and he was fighting a battle that he might not can overcome. But I knew the whole time that Terence Crawford was going to beat Canelo, because if you pay attention to Canelo when he fights, he's repetitive. And one thing about Terence Crawford, once he downloads and processes that information, if you can't make adjustments throughout the fight, it's over. It's over. You might be another victim on his list. But Canelo looked the same as Canelo normally do. He threw the same punches. It was very choreographed. And, Bud and his team with Bo Mac, Bernie, and Red and them, they study these fighters. That's how Bud goes into the ring with an advantage, because his team and him, they fully prepare for fighters, just like they knew everything that Errol Spence was going to do. If you pay attention to the fight, sometimes Bud is just, as soon as he see Spence's feet go a certain way, or he drop his shoulder, or he just pay attention to his hips. Bud sees the small things like that that'll make him react and be prepared for what's coming next. And then he's an excellent counter puncher, so that's just all come together and make the complete fighter. And he showed that he's the best fighter in the world last night, and he deserved all the flowers and everything. I mean, it's due, man. Bud is a phenomenal fighter, and he's a phenomenal person. at the end of the day. He don't get caught up in scandals and, do a lot of this arguing back and forth over social media and scared to fight fighters. Bud is that he cut from the old cloth. This new generation of fighters, they don't have that. Whatever, like I said, whatever Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant, athletes like that have that it factor. Terence Crawford has that it factor. And a lot of these athletes don't. And when he decides to turn that switch on, hey, farewell to his opponent. And last night you could see, like in the 10th, 11th, and 12th, Terence Crawford, he stepped it up a little bit more. And Canelo didn't know what to do with him. He boxed circles around Canelo. Now, like I said, Canelo is a great fighter, but Bud is a greater fighter. And I've been telling y'all for months. That's one of the reasons I started my channel, because all the slander that Crawford was getting. He's a family man. He's the people's champion. He don't smoke. He don't drink. He don't do a lot of partying. He don't do a lot of unnecessary interviews. He ain't one of these loudmouth people. Like, he was gonna he done it his way. And in the beginning, people were saying he wasn't no good businessman, but look at him now. He got the opportunity to go out there and make so much money, do so much in the sport of boxing. But if he decides to retire, hey, farewell to him. He had a great career, one of the most stellar careers that you ever gonna see. But hey, I told y'all, I really did. And I ain't gonna keep beating a dead horse of saying I told you this, I told you that. But you could just see it, man. If you follow the sport of boxing and you're not one of them type of people, you know them type of people I'm talking about. Them racist people. If you look at Bud for what it is. Because I used to think that I was a Spence fan before I even really knew who Bud Crawford was. And then until I seen him fight, and I told my pops, I was like, nah, I think Spence will get him. But the more and more I started watching him Bud fight, I said, shit, ain't no way. Ain't no way. And he did exactly what I thought he was going to do to Spence. And he did exactly what I thought he was going to do to Canelo. Box circles around him. But anyways, congratulations, Terence Bud Crawford, making history. 3 times undisputed champion. It's the Boxing Coup. Reality alert. Like, share, and subscribe.